I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and welcome to our podcast, For the Health of It, episode 12. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, and you'll never miss an episode on how to naturally get well and stay well.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Are you suffering needlessly? Dr. Joe can give you advice on how to naturally get well and stay well. Dr. Joe Esposito.
What we're talking about today is life extension, the things that you need to do to increase the quality and quantity of your life. Now, one of the things that people talk about is, well, Dr. Joe, you say alcohol is one of the 7 deadly sins, but I heard that red wine has something in it called resveratrol. If you haven't heard this, just make believe you haven't. Go along with me. Come on. And resveratrol has actually been shown to help reverse some of the aging process. How can that be? On your genes, not your dungarees, but your genes in your cells, there's a little tail, and that tail determines how long, how young you are actually, and how long you're going to live. And so this little flagella, this little tail, is very active and long when you're young. And as you get older, this little tail gets shorter and shorter. And eventually it gets to a certain point. And when it gets to a certain point, a certain length, you will die. So we can actually determine your chronological age, I guess your biological age, I should say, not your calendar age. So we can take a cell of somebody and look at them and say, wow, this is the equivalent of somebody who's 20 years old, 30 years old, 18 years old. When in the calendar, they might be much older than that. Or vice versa. Gosh, you have the telomeres, it's called, this little flagella, this little tail. Your telomere is that of a 40-year-old and you're only 30. So what do we do to keep that telomere, that flagella, long and happy and active for a long time? And there's something called resveratrol. Resveratrol is a supplement. It's a component, I guess, and it's found in red wine. It's actually found in red grapes, but people say red wine because they have an excuse to drink. But here's the kicker. If you drink red wine, it has to be organic. Because the reason the plants, the grapes, produce this resveratrol is to fight off fungus. And if it's not organic, chances are it's been sprayed with an antifungal. And if it's sprayed with an antifungal agent, the grapes don't have to produce the resveratrol because there's no fungus attacking it. And so if you're going to drink wine, it has to be organic. And in order to get a medicinal reaction, actually a benefit, you have to drink about a case a day of wine. Now, that is not me giving you permission to drink a case of wine a day, just so you know. What I'm telling you is that's what you'd have to drink in order to see any results. So why don't we just not do things that damage the telomere so that we don't have to try to revitalize it? Well, there's a novel idea. Drive safe to not get in an accident. Live healthy so the telomeres don't wear out and you don't age. And that's what we're talking about today. So drinking red wine, not a good idea. Very, very shoddy science behind that statement. Oh, red wine helps reverse the aging process with resveratrol. It's also good for your heart. I've heard that too. Very shoddy science behind that because it does have antioxidants that are good for your heart, but so does broccoli, so does cucumber, so does artichoke, so does celery, lettuce, figs. Pretty much all the fruit, vegetable, and plant-based foods you can eat are also beneficial for your heart. So it's kind of a little twisted science there that they're saying it's good for you. I'm not buying it. And it doesn't work. That's why. So you can help reverse the aging process by not speeding up the aging process. And if you drink coffee, I covered coffee a little bit earlier. I do want to go back to that because I forgot something. Coffee is an acid. And when you put acid in your body, it eats away your connective tissue, like the tissues that connect your skin to your muscles. And when the connective tissue starts to break down, you get wrinkles. So most people that are very wrinkly have had a high acid diet. People like myself who have a low acid diet have almost no wrinkles. It's really cool. I love running into people from high school or when I was younger, and they say, you haven't aged. I ran into a friend of mine the other day, and she looked great. And she used to work here. Her name was Jerry. And I looked at her from across the room, and she looked at me, and we're looking at each other. Then it hit us. Oh, my God, it's Jerry. Oh, it's Dr. Joe. And we walked up, and we hugged, and it was wonderful. And it was 25 years ago that she worked here. And the reason I wasn't sure who it was is because I'm looking at her going, that looks like Jerry, but Jerry would have aged 25 years, and this girl hasn't aged. And she looked at me and she said, you haven't aged. And I said, what's your secret? And she said, when I worked for you, you have no idea the impact you've had on my life. And I've always wanted to tell you this. She said, I followed your advice, eating right, supplements. She said, I was vegetarian for many, many years. She's very thin. She's in great shape. And she said, I followed your advice and it worked. And she goes and looked at me. She looked at me and said, obviously it worked for you too. So this advice really does work. I promise you. And here I am running into people that have followed my advice 25 years ago, and it works for them too. It'll work for you. That's the cool part. All you have to do is do it. Okay? So a couple of things. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you drink enough water. Cut out the coffee because coffee wrinkles you. If you smoke, by the way, you could pretty much ignore this whole lecture. It doesn't really matter because if you smoke, that's the number one focus you have to have is quit that smoking. It is the worst thing you can do for your body. I used to say 100 billion free radicals, little molecules of Pac-Man, eating away at your body for every puff of cigarettes. 100 billion. I was wrong. Research now shows it's 100 trillion free radicals per puff of cigarettes eating away at your body. So you're literally pouring acid into your lungs, on your skin, into your colon, everywhere. I don't know why you would want to do that. Now, I understand it's an addiction. I get that. But if you're an addict, you have to take the steps to overcome your addiction. And some people don't. So if you smoke, focus on that. Number one, priorities. Coffee, got to cut that out. Drink a lot of water. You have to stay hydrated. Your skin wants to be supple like a baby. And you stay supple by drinking a lot of fluids. Water. Scotch and water, by the way, does not count as water. Doesn't count. Rum and Coke does not count as fluid. Okay? Water. That's going to be one of your secrets. If you want to drink herbal tea, if you want to drink seltzer. Seltzer is slightly acidic, but I'm going to give you a pass on that one. Add a little twist of lime juice in there, maybe some stevia, get crazy. You're going to be fine. Herbal teas, like I said, are fine. So you got to get the fluid into your system. If you don't get the fluid into your system, I promise you, the Grim Reaper is going to sneak up on you pretty quickly. So make sure you keep those fluids there. Be careful, as a side note, as I go through this, be careful what you eat in front of your children and how you eat. You will become your parents. Your children will become you. There'll be times when you think you failed. There'll be times when you think this is not working out. This kid is horrible. But they will inherit a lot of your good traits and a lot of your bad traits. If you yell a lot in front of them, they're going to think that's normal. If you don't yell in front of them, they're going to think that's normal. So you will become your parents, I promise you, and your kids will become you. So be careful what you eat in front of your kids. Eat healthy so that they know that that's their option. And even if they start to waver a little bit at certain points in their lives, they're going to come back, I promise you. They'll be the prodigal son or the prodigal daughter. They always are. As long as you live a good life, they hopefully will follow in your footsteps. Learn how to redirect your old habits if your goal is life extension. So get rid of the foods that you shouldn't be eating now, not tomorrow, not after I clean out the refrigerator, not after the sale at the grocery store that has my favorite alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, artificial sweetener on sale. No, taking an action step is huge when it comes to life extension. So what do? Cut it out now. So go to your house, go to your pantry, go to your cabinets, get rid of the alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. Because if you have it there, that means you like it or you've eaten it. And if you don't get rid of it, you will go back and eat it again. So get it out of the house. And I can tell you 100 stories in my life too, when somebody gives me something, a vegan birthday cake, carrot cake. Oh, I love carrot cake. Vegan carrot cake with vegan cream cheese icing. Oh, heaven. I don't have it around because if I do, I'm going to eat it. And I can't stop with one bite. Maybe you can, but I'm not that big a man. If I have a bite, I want the whole thing. My saying is I can't have a cookie. I can have a box of cookies, but I can't have a cookie. Because as soon as I have that cookie, bam, I'm crazy. So I really want you to consider getting the bad food out of the house. That's going to help with life expectancy and quality and quantity. Don't shop when you're hungry. How many people have made that mistake aside from me? Yeah, I know, because you shop when you're hungry. You think, well, you know what? I've been really good. Back to what we talked about earlier. Food is a reward. Food is a comfort. I'm just going to buy these cookies, cakes, donuts, whatever it is, and I'm going to keep them. and I'm not going to eat them, well, then don't buy them. Don't shop when you're hungry, folks. It's not a good idea. Here's a good rule. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Most ingredients, if you can pronounce them, are good. If you can't pronounce them, are bad. Now, there are maybe some exceptions. I know some. Well, there's an exception, Dr. Joe. What about methylcobalamin? Methylcobalamin, also known as vitamin B12, is very good for you. But that's the exception. Generally speaking, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Clean out your refrigerator. Not just your cabinets. Clean out your refrigerator. Today. This is how you start on this life extension plan. You got to clean out the refrigerator right away. Because you're going to be eating bad foods if they're in the house. And give it away, throw it away. I don't care what you do with it. You got to become knowledgeable about how to eat and how to take care of yourself. That goes with listening to my podcasts. We've got over 1,000 hours of podcasts on my website, drjoeesposito.com. We just started a podcast on Google, Google Play, Stitcher, and iTunes, and it's called For the Health of It. So you can go to For the Health of It and start downloading my podcast. Right now, we're launching 2 a week, and you can listen to shows there. Because you have to educate yourself. And how often do you have to educate yourself? Every day. Because the way we learn is through repetition. And if this is our new lifestyle, this is not an eating diet. This is a lifestyle. Chiropractic care. I've made it a lifestyle. I get my spine checked on a regular basis. And if bones are out of place, if muscles are spasmed, I have my doctors work on me. And it's a lifestyle that, I tell you, has put me where I am today. I don't know where. I got hit by a car when I was 10 years old and I thought I was dead. Landed on my head. Got a lot of neck damage. But through chiropractic care and good nutrition, good supplements, I've maintained a very, very healthy, active lifestyle. Without it, I guarantee you, we wouldn't be talking today. Promise you. Now, supplement-wise, at least Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. Minimum amount of nutrients you should be taking every day. And if a baby's able to eat solid food, you can start sprinkling a little Essential Source and Super Greens on their food. They might need a whole scoop, like an adult does, but maybe half a teaspoon. Put it on their food. Mix it in with their smashed up banana or a smoothie. A lot of people take the Super Greens, the Essential Source, frozen fruit or frozen banana, whip it up with some coconut or almond milk or hemp milk or chia seed milk, grind it up, and make a smoothie out of it. It's all there. It's fruits, 10 different servings of fruits and vegetables, prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes. It's all there. So you don't have to add a lot of things. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to keep your refrigerator full of vegetables and fruit that goes bad. You should, because you should eat that too. But I solved the problem for you. I put it in a powder. And that's the minimum amount of nutrients every day. Then adrenal supplements if you're fatigued, if you drink a lot of coffee, if you're stressed. B vitamins. Most people are deficient in B vitamins. Dr. Joe's nitric oxide for circulation. Let me tell you about nitric oxide between us girls. You're going to get a burst of energy. You're going to feel great. I made a mistake originally when I was developing the nitric oxide. I took it one night. And I took it too close to bedtime, right before I went to bed, and I was pretty wide awake. But it's also very good for increasing circulation to your brain, but also to your reproductive organs. This is a family show. So if there's a circulatory issue for men and women, you won't understand what I'm saying. A lot of people have reported back saying this stuff works really well. So that's another reason you can consider the nitric oxide. So all my supplements are on my website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe, #1 Dr. Joe in the world. Also on Amazon, if you have an Amazon account, my books are there. Eating Right for the Health of It, Prescription for Extreme Health. We have videos available. All that's on the website and at Amazon. But I do recommend you try it and see how you do. If you know what, if you don't like it, hey, you know what? You've spent money on stupider things, I promise you. But once you start taking it for, a whole month, take a scoop of Super Green, scoop of Essential Source every day for a whole month, and then you tell me, and you'll tell me, Dr. Joe, how do I get on automatic reorder? That's what most people say. I want to get on automatic reorder because this stuff's amazing. So it's a good product. It's relatively inexpensive, and I think you'll be thrilled. I hope you'll be thrilled with the results. And that's one of the things that gives you antioxidants. Antioxidants fight free radicals. What the heck does that mean? Free radicals, like we said, are like Pac-Man. They eat through things. And so what you want to do is you need something to counteract the free radicals. Even if you have an awesome diet, you're producing free radicals every day. It's part of your exhaust system. And so antioxidants neutralize the free radicals before they do damage. And that's one of my secrets for staying young is I make sure I get the right amount of supplements every day, and I don't eat foods that have free radicals in them. Now, you're going to produce them. You're going to get them from car pollution. You're going to get them from fluorescent lighting. You're going to get free radicals in your body. Fight them off. And when you stay ahead of the battle, it's pretty cool. And the supplements, like I says, are on the website. Like I says, what am I, from New Jersey? Like I says, it's on the website. Go over there. On the website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe. If you have questions, you can send them to me through the website as well. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Now, from a structural standpoint, if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, and you'd like to get your spine and all the joints and muscles checked, and you want to make an appointment to come see us, we would love the opportunity to be your doctors. So if you want to make an appointment, go to my website, again, drjoeesposito.com. You can do it online. You can call us. We accept a lot of insurances. If you don't have insurance, many times the out-of-network benefits are better than the in-network benefits. So let us talk to you about that and the options that are available. Car accidents, I say at every show, and every show people come in from all my offices and say, I heard you say on the radio, Dr. Joe, if the car was damaged, you were damaged 100% of the time. And you are. Because many times you're in an accident, you're in adrenaline phase, you're in shock, and then a couple of days later, wow, this starts hurting. And the insurance companies, their job is not pay you. Don't tell me their job is to pay you. Their job is to not pay you. So what are they going to do? They're going to say, well, you waited 2 weeks or whatever it was, or a week, or whatever the adjuster feels like saying. And so we don't believe you were really hurt. So get to see us as soon as possible. Now, even if the accident was 50 years ago, you still have damage that needs to be addressed. So go to my website, make the appointment, call us with any questions, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe. We come up first, Health Plus Wellness Center. And you can call us if you have questions. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge in the Atlanta area. So my goal is to get the nervous system working, the digestive system working, and good nutrition. And if we can do those three things, you're really on your path to anti-aging and life extension. So a couple other things I want you to consider. Be open to trying new foods and new supplements and new things, because you're going to be amazed. One of my favorite foods, now I'm Italian, so what would you think? Italian, right? One of my favorite foods in the world, Ethiopian food. I love Ethiopian food. Now they have a wide variety of vegan choices. Again, I'm a vegan, I'm plant-based. So a wide variety of vegan choices. Food is delicious. Flavors like you've never had before, because it's different spices like we don't use here in the States. It's a fun food. You eat it with your hands. They give you a piece of bread called injera. And if you get a true injera, it's made with teff, which is gluten-free. A lot of the injeras you have is mixed with wheat. And you tear off a piece of this, look like a pancake, and you pick up the food and eat it with the injera. It's so much fun. I love artichokes. In my first book, Eating Right for the Health of It, we have the most amazing artichoke recipe ever in the history of the universe. My Grandma Esposito's recipe. It's unbelievable. If you ever had artichokes, try it this way. You'll never eat artichokes a different way. Artichokes are fun food too, because you eat them with your hands. I like fun food. And so try different things. I would have never thought to eat Ethiopian food. And one day I had a coupon back in college, I remember, 2 for 1. And I went to a place and the meals were like $6. I paid $3 for me and my date. I was like, hey, this is great. So it was spectacular. And I said, I'm hooked on this new food. So try different things. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't have it again. There's about 120,000 different foods that are good for you. So try different things and see what you like. I like Thai food. But last time I went to a Thai restaurant, I said, no fish sauce. And I tasted it. I said, this tastes fishy. No fish sauce, I promise you. I got the most blazing headache. And I said, I can't trust the restaurants now. There are some vegan Thai food restaurants out there you might want to try. But I was really disappointed because I really like Thai food. But this didn't taste right, and I got a headache from it. Fish sauce has monosodium glutamate in it. So I don't know. They told me no, but it's awfully weird. So be careful and try new foods, see what you like, and just don't do the things you didn't like and do the things you do like at a different time. And start adding new foods to your current nutrition plan. Make sure you always have fresh fruits and vegetables in the house so that you have available. Because if you go home and you say, I know I'm supposed to have a salad tonight, but you know what? These chicken cutlets are here too. Let me have the chicken cutlets instead. Deep fried chicken cutlet. Chicken may have antibiotics, pesticides, herbicides, tranquilizers, genetically modified food they're fed, breaded in a wheat breading with maybe some monosodium glutamate in the topping. It's deep fried, producing acrylamides and free radicals. And so have the food available. This way you don't cheat. A little trick I do is whenever I see it on sale, organic frozen vegetables, I'll stock up. So I may go home at night, I'm tired, I'll say, what am I in the mood for? And I'll open the freezer. You know what? I got this frozen bag of broccoli. What can I do with it? Well, I'll boil it up. Maybe I'll add some nutritional yeast, some olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano, hot pepper, and kind of make like a nutritional yeast broccoli casserole. Quick, easy, very cheap, and great for you. So kind of venture out a little bit. If you don't know what to eat, my first book, Eating Right for the Health of It, tells you how to change your diet. The second book really is a step-by-step guide on how to be healthy. Very well written, short little paragraphs, and the reviews are just off the chart. Everyone who reads it goes, oh my God, I love that book. It was so funny, and it was easy to read, and it was very informative. So we're talking today about life extension, things you can do to extend your life. Once again, the best foods are going to be fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Nuts, limit them. You could eat some, but stay away from peanuts. Peanuts are high in something called mycotoxins. Mycotoxins are fungus that, if they get into your system, can cause an allergic reaction. So you want to stay away from the peanuts if you can. Valencia peanuts don't have the mycotoxin. If you're going to eat peanuts, Valencias. But walnuts, pistachios, pecans, cashews, these are all great. And you want to make that as part of your diet. Many times if you have a salad and you just don't feel full eating a plain salad, add some nutritional yeast to it. Going to give you lots of B vitamins. It's kind of like a supplement. Nutritional yeast has a very savory flavor, almost kind of kind of akin to cheddar cheese, if I have to give it something. But then you can add some nuts to your salad. You can maybe add some sliced almonds in there. That's great. Raw better than toasted. Toasted better than bacon. So maybe some sesame seeds in there. If you're still hungry, maybe some chickpeas, a can of chickpeas. Make sure it's organic. Rinse it off in case the can had bisphenol A in it. Bisphenol A is a hormone-disrupting chemical that's found in cans. So maybe some chickpeas, some black beans, some white beans. At least one meal a day should be a salad. And I tell you what, you look at the people who live a long life expectancy, they don't eat a lot of food. Caloric restriction is one of the easiest things you can do, but you got to get there because it's hard to not eat as much food as you're eating right now. So you kind of wean yourself off it, but here's the trick. Your body does well when it has enough nutrition in it. A lot of the cravings go away. A lot of people report when they take Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Essential Source, they eat a lot less food. I have patients say, Doc, I can't afford not to take it because as long as I'm taking it, I feel great. And I said, how interesting. And they said, I eat less food, so I'm saving money eating less food by taking the Super Greens and the Essential Source, giving you the antioxidants to help fight the free radicals to help extend your life. Again, from a structural standpoint, if you have bones out of place, knee, hip, spine, skull bones, shoulder, you want to put them back in place because if they're out of place, they will wear out. That's called osteoarthritis. And the way you get osteoarthritis is bones are out of place. So chiropractically, we put the bones back in place. Not only does it unpinch the nerves and open up the nerve supply, hopefully relieving your pain, it opens up the nerves to the organs so the brain can talk to the organs, and it stops them from wearing out. And that's a lot of the aging process as the body wears out. So you can wear out the body chemically with free radicals, alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, artificial sweetener, breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas. You can fight those free radicals, A, by not eating them, and B, by taking things like antioxidant-rich foods like fruits and vegetables, Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source. The adrenal supplement helps the adrenal glands produce anti-inflammatory components. So the body has an anti-inflammatory protocol set up by the adrenal glands releasing it. B vitamins necessary for nerve function. Nitric oxide necessary for circulation. Probiotics, good bacteria. Folks, this is so vital. And medicine and healthcare is going the way of treating the gut. And the probiotics, good bacteria, are vital to have a normal gut function. So all those supplements are on my website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe. Feel free to order what you like. If you pick them up, we have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. You can pick them up and save yourself some shipping. We ship anywhere we possibly can, unless it's out of the country. Some countries we have some limitations, but most countries we can ship out of the country too. And once you get the body healthy and you start feeling young again and your love life comes back to normal and you're sleeping better, you go in the bathroom better, you'll be like so many other patients. You'll say, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I suffer so long? And now you got to have a lot more energy so you can work and make a lot more money and really enjoy yourself. What would it be like if you could roll back the clock, turn back time, like Cher said, 10 years, 20 years? You may not be able to do it on a calendar, but biologically, that's a real possibility by doing the things we talked about. So, folks, if you want to make an appointment to come see us, if neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, digestive issues, acid reflux, nutritional workups, go to my website, drjoeesposito.com, and book your appointment right now. Stop suffering needlessly. So many of you are suffering and you don't need to be. Most of you, as a matter of fact. There's a lot that can be done for your healthcare problems in most cases, but you got to get off your fanny and make an appointment. So drjoeesposito.com. We accept most insurances. If you don't have insurance, many times the out-of-network benefits are better than the in-network. I know that might be confusing. Just call us. We'll explain it all to you. Car accidents, sports injuries. If you're in a car accident, if the car was damaged, you were damaged 100% of the time. So don't wait. Don't speed up the aging process by having misalignments. Make your appointment today. drjoeesposito.com. Thanks for listening to For the Health of It. Remember to subscribe to this podcast, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well. You can also listen to and call into my radio show live Sunday evenings from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WSBRadio.com and on the WSB Radio app.